Hi and welcome to Cheekyricho Cooking's rhubarb and apple pie cooked in the Kmart Family Pie Maker. We've just taken 2 sheets of frozen puff pastry out of the freezer, and to our saucepan we're going to add some sugar, some water, a sprinkle of cinnamon, our apple that has just been cored and peeled, and our rhubarb. So we're going to cut our rhubarb into little pieces, and when you cook this it will actually make long strands, so try and cut your pieces quite small, and that way you will reduce the size of the strands. This is just a Granny Smith apple. Put our rhubarb into our water with our apple. Peel these just before you start to cook them, otherwise you'll find that they will oxidize. Reaction of oxygen with the cut surface. Okay, let's pop our apples in as well. So we're just going to stew that until it's quite tender. Apple and rhubarb is stewed right down now. We've got a little bit of potato starch, and we're just going to mix that with some water and thicken what remaining sauce is in there and tip it out into a bowl while we complete our recipe. That will actually thicken that now. We've cut our pastries. The small section is for the top, the bottom section is for the bottom, for the base. Okay, that's nice and thick now. We just tip it into a bowl and put it to one side while we make our custard, and this custard is going to go inside the pie as well. Okay, time to make our custard now. We're going to do the really lazy version. Turn our pot plate on to fairly low, add some sugar, probably not that much sugar, with just some commercial custard powder, which is really corn flour with colouring in it and also vanilla flavouring, and we are just going to mix that with our milk. Stir it continuously so that it doesn't get any lumps until it thickens, and don't let it boil. My nanny used to say a custard boiled is a custard spoiled. Okay, now this will thicken fairly quickly. If it gets a little bit thick, add a little bit more milk. If it doesn't get thick enough, you can put a little bit more custard powder, but it'll have to be mixed with some more milk to thicken it. Just a few minutes. Okay, we'll just turn that off now, and this is the consistency that we're after. So when we cut it, it'll ooze out of our pie, and that'll be enough to fill our little Kmart Family Pie Maker. Okay, now we're just going to get our base now and pop it in the bottom. Actually, if you push it in with the plastic on, it might be the go. Push it in like so, and then pull your plastic off. Yeah, there's a handy tip for you. Otherwise it can be quite difficult to get into where it needs to go. Alrighty. Now we're going to scoop our apples in there now. Get over there, you. Our apples and rhubarb. You can still see some visible chunks of our apples in there, but our rhubarb is just sort of dissolved. The pie maker is actually on at the moment, and now we're just going to tip in our custard all over the top. We're ready. Pop on our lid and close the lid of the pie maker and cook it until it is golden brown. It is actually cooked. All the ingredients in there are actually cooked. So put this over the top wherever you can get it. Peel the plastic off. And when you close the lid and snap it shut, that will crimp the edges so that the filling doesn't get out. Now, about 8 or 10 minutes later, just keep your eye on that. That will be ready to serve. Okay, 8 minutes later, and this is what you should have. It's lovely and crispy and golden all over. It's well attached to the bottom, and it is nice and golden as well. We're just going to turn that off and leave it where it is, because it's going to be a lot easier to get out when it's a little bit more settled. And we're just going to pop it onto our wooden platter. Okay, we've let this cool sufficiently. We will be serving it with some just pouring cream, and if it's allowed to get chilled in the fridge, it'll set quite firmly, but it's going to be really quite soft at this stage, but it is still going to be delicious. It's really hot actually. Pour a little cream over that, and there you have it. Cheekyricho Cooking's apple and rhubarb and custard Kmart Family Pie Maker pie. Thanks for watching. Have a taste, shall we? Some of our custard and some of our apple and rhubarb, a bit of our cream, and of course some of our pastry. Richo brew this rhubarb. It's sweet, it's comforting, it's old-fashioned, and it's delicious. Thanks for watching.